we're better off for it, frankly. Great to have you along today. So many other things happening on the program, but I want to talk to James Sapirstein about our friends at FWVI. I will tell you, First Wave Biopharma has such a great pipeline of what's happening there, and they're getting really good at raising capital and so on and so forth. Market caps is cooperating nicely. So I thought I'd have just James give us an overview and update on what's happening. James Sapirstein here, CEO, Chairman, President of First Wave Biopharma. James, how are you, sir? Great to talk to you.
Great, Sully. Nice to be back.
Give us an overview of what's happened with you guys, because things seem to be moving in the right direction here again with this company, and just get us updated and caught up with, if you would, please.
Well, I think, as you may know, we announced a potential deal last month, so we're still working on that. I'm working very hard to close that. Hopefully, we'll have an announcement sometime soon on that. And that involved a drug called latiglutenase for celiac patients, celiac disease, which afflicts about 3.5 million people in the United States. It afflicts close to 4 million people in Europe. And we know that 70% of people who have celiac are actually unreported. So it's a huge upside. I also let the market know last month that we have a strategic partner in place, or at least, with a letter of intent. I haven't announced the name of that partner, but it's a large pharmaceutical company. So I was at an investor conference in New York, so I think you're seeing the results of people buying into the stock and understanding the story. The more I tell the story about the drug, latiglutenase, the stronger the investor pool becomes. On the other side, we still have capicerod, which we licensed it from Sanofi. We're looking at it for gastroparesis. What's interesting about that, gastroparesis is a big word, but when you look at the GLP-1s like Ozempic and Wegovy and Mounjaro that are actually knocking the socks off the American public right now and knocking off a lot of weight, one of the major side effects is gastroparesis, and there's actually no drug to treat that. So we intend to try to be the first. We will go into the clinic next year. I've been public about that as well. Sanofi, our partners, know that we're going to go into the clinic next year, and we're excited for that. They have a right of first refusal on their product. Up until this week, I would say that we haven't been getting any credit from Wall Street for having that drug. And then finally, we have adrelipase, which has been our flagship product for a long time. We're still getting all the materials ready for Type C meeting with the FDA, but the data looks pretty decent at this point. And I think I announced on your show last time, our final asset, niclosamide, we're actually going to sell and license out. And we have a potential partner now. We're waiting to close on that as well.
Hey, Jared.
Sorry, a mouthful.
Well, yeah, exactly. I'll tell you, there's a lot of plates spinning. Jared, will you please pull up again the grid that we were just looking at when James was talking regarding FDA? James, what I want to bring up is the fact that you've got all of these therapies happening, and you guys are in sort of the game where you're going to have a lot of things happening at the same time, it appears, especially if your niclosamide and your adrelipase get to phase 3 sort of at the same time. Is the answer to that typically just raising capital to get through those phase 3 trials, or how do you manage all that coming at the same time? Because there's a lot coming at you. Obviously all great news, but still that's a lot at one time.
Yeah, it's all multifaceted. I can tell you that without disclosing the number, the big pharma companies putting in no equity. It's not dilutive at all. So that's going to be helpful to get us to kick off all the clinical trials and hire. The other thing is we have to expand our clinical footprint, and we need more people on the clinical side to execute on phase 3. So yeah, and then along with that, obviously we'll be raising capital.
Sure.
One reason the stock's been beaten up is every time I've got decent news and I've got some great.
You got to go raise money again, which dilutes everything. Can you explain just for our audience once again? You've mentioned this before. When big pharma comes in and puts non-dilutive capital in, is that because they intend on being partners at some point? And they're not doing it just for the sake of being big brother. What is the impetus for big pharma to help out with that?
Right. Well, that's part of the letter of intent. So part of it includes the money they're putting in. They get a right of first refusal. In this case, it's just U.S. rights, and actually North American rights, Central America, and a few countries in Eastern Europe. Europe is wide open. So we're still talking to other strategic partners to see if they want to take over for Europe commercially for us. But yeah, that's why they're putting in the money really for right of first refusal. That doesn't mean we've got great data and the company goes to a $400 or $500 million valuation or market cap, we need to sell to them. They just have a right to match whatever offer we have. So be that as it may, we also have venture capital groups and other
Sure.
PE groups that are looking at us as well.
Hey, James, for you, the next 18 months, it appears, is a capital formation journey as well as getting you to phase 3. Do we have any idea how long till some of these drugs can hit market once they hit phase 3, or is that another sort of guess that we have to sort of just keep our fingers crossed on? Any idea?
Yeah, we have some ideas. So, I mean, lataglutenase, we hope we can hit the market by the end of 2027.
Wow, that's quick.
Capicerod, also, we're looking at maybe 2028, 2029. And the drulipase depends on what the FDA says. It could be as early as 2027 as well.
Good stuff.
But I can tell you from the lataglutenase side, don't only think of this as hitting the market for prescriptions. It's going to be a lifestyle drug. I mean, that's clear. As you go down the supermarket aisles, there's a lot of gluten-free products available. Most people think they've got a gluten allergy, but they're not really sure. But if you've got a pretty easy to take drug, it's a powder form, and you put it into water, it's flavored, and you could take that with your meals and eat pizza and pasta and everything else you want to eat. I think some people would be open, just like the GLP-1s, which
exactly.
Are
well, and these lifestyle drugs, let's not forget, have a huge profit margin. So that's the best part about it. James Sapirstein, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Chairman, President, CEO, First Wave Biopharma, FWBI. Good guy. We'll have him back in studio very soon.